Whether it's physical or digital, it's all pitiful. And we all know we're leaning more towards streaming and digital shit anyway, so who are we kidding, yo? It's the festival switching to attack mode. Let's get on to it. Despite my nostalgia for physical media, I prefer digital media. Because physical media, I mean, when physical media was the only media we had, we never even really liked it that much. People don't really learn to like these things until afterwards. Until it gets replaced. That's when everyone doesn't like it no more. I mean, all of us really like freaking VHSs. I mean, we love it now, but did we like it at the time? If we really did like VHS so much, why when DVD was announced we were so fucking hyped and ready to get rid of our VHSs? Because VHS tapes, all of them, most of them can only hold like 6 hours, and then you have to fucking redo them. And then of course the the VHS tapes always freaking got like bad over time, you know. Like the film would get messed up, and then you know why you go back and watch some old show on YouTube and the freaking video was freaking all scratched up and audio was misplaced and all that shit. It's because the VHS tapes weren't all that good. You know, when DVD came out, it was a big day. Everybody fucking threw out their fucking VHSs. We only like this shit because of nostalgia. Same thing with the physical media, and as a whole, the physical media, we just fucking look at it with nostalgia glasses. Oh, it's beautiful, it's perfect. If back then they would have told us, hey, you can get this shit digitally, you'd be like, hell yeah. Especially as a kid. Oh, you mean I don't have to fucking force my dad to go take me to the store to go buy this fucking game? I don't have to freaking, we don't have to go to make a trip to Blockbuster. We look at that as nostalgia now, but we didn't care for that shit back then. We only look at physical media for nostalgia. And part of all that shit was because we were kids. And we have fond memories of kids and the things we did as kids were fun. And now our lives are adults. It's boring and it sucks and it's bills. And we're fucking frustrated. And now everything that we do now is we consider it with a bad light. So everything we have with it is a bad light. So now people are mad. Like, you mean I can't get dressed and just go to the store? I can just buy it digitally for my console? What is this madness? You know, like if like you're telling me that I don't have to fucking go put on pants, take a shower, go all the way to the fucking store, talk to a bunch of fucking uninterested fucking employees that don't give a shit about games, and force me to fucking pre-order and every fucking thing they can, and try to put in a fucking magazine, a subscription without fucking telling me, and then me having to beat traffic on the way home, looking at the game I just bought. People beeping at me because the green light's already green, and then me having to slam on the brakes because the jackass across the street was fucking crossing the street while the fucking light was green, causing us all to almost fucking ran him over. That doesn't sound like a good time to me. You gotta understand, all that shit is part of because when you're kids and you liked it. Now, obviously, there's something to be said about like us just staying home and getting everything delivered to us to home and us never fucking going anywhere. Like, if the movie theaters fucking, which they haven't, but if the movie theaters fucking get destroyed or we just stop going to them. I said movie theaters get destroyed, like fucking a creature just gonna fucking throw a fucking flame ball to the fucking theaters. But I'm talking about, like, the movie theaters. If we couldn't go over there, like, where would we go? If all fucking stores on the planet just fucking went away. Because the music stores are already dead. Music is already dead in general. But the industry wants to pretend they're still living. Fucking the music industry, the music stores are done. The VHS movie stores are pretty much done. GameStop is next. The video game stores are done. Just Walmart and all those stores that just has abundance of everything. That's why people go to stores for things that have abundance. Kind of like a fucking go into the mall. Like, every store has to be like a mall now and have a little bit of everything. Except we don't even go to the mall anymore, too, because we could get everything digitally. And because we could get everything digitally, it makes you wonder, if we finally live in a world where we just have just everything digital, all of our movies, we just watch them digitally. If you just watch them all digitally, and we just will play our games digitally, stream it. We watch our movies digitally, stream it. If we watch all of our, we listen to our music, stream it. Even though I don't listen to music, cause fuck it. Um, like where would we go? Do we go anywhere? What if, Walmart and all these stores just make it that we can just have our fucking groceries delivered, and that becomes the norm. And it's like, what is the point of going outside then? Like, do we go outside for any fucking thing? You could already renew your fucking DMV shit at the fucking online, unless you have to actually do some over there. So that's getting eliminated. Things keep moving towards digital, digital, digital. Man, I'm surprised the fucking postal service just hasn't made everything just go to email and stop all this freaking mail stuff. Well, the government just makes it that you have to have a mandatory email or some shit, and then that's it. And they can stop all this delivering mail shit. Even though a lot of people lose their jobs, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, what would be the point of going outside then? Like, what do we go outside to do then? If we don't go to the movies, if we don't fucking go to get a game. I mean, but is it... is it really that big a deal? I mean, we only went outside to go buy a movie so that we could go back home and watch it. We went outside to go get a game so we could go back home and play it. It's like all this digital media is doing is eliminating that fucking process of driving over there. But a lot of people say, it's the experience. It's the experience. Like, half the time the experience wasn't that good. I mean, sometimes it was, but then there's sometimes it wasn't. It depends who the person was and who was working there and all that shit. All my favorite game styles got closed down, and then all the shitty ones with the shitty employees were left. I mean, that's how it is now. That's why I don't care for it no more. But if there were good employees there, would I care? Same thing with the music. You went out there to buy music to go home and fucking play the shit. And now things are changing, like Switch now you can just run around and play everything. So so if you could just you could get a game on the Switch from the store and then play it right there, I guess. You get what I'm saying? Eventually VR is gonna go, be able to play walking around. Nah, hold on. Let's put a hold on that. I don't know about that shit. But the whole digital physical thing, it is interesting. Like, we want our things digital. We don't want to go waste gas to drive somewhere else. But at the same time, eventually we get bored and lonely. We need to socialize. You know what I think is going to happen? I think eventually once everything goes digital, there's going to be stores and stuff that get placed around the country. Some guy coming up with a new idea is going to do it and probably make money off it. Where there's going to be stores and stuff. Not really actually stores, but like places. Almost like social gatherings. Where anyone could just go and just play their shit. Like, there are already kind of dang stores and stuff, places like that. But I'm talking about more in a mainstream sense. Like, I could go to a store and play, have like a store that only sells cards and have Yu-Gi-Oh! And play with a bunch of sweaty fucking guys with glasses. But it's not really sociable, If someone sees you there, if a girl sees you walking in there, unless she's into that shit too, you're not getting pussy. But you know what I'm saying, like more social. I think after all this shit goes digital, there's gonna be like stores placed around the country where you could just go and download your shit right there and play it right there. I know when I was in high school, we had a library that wasn't far from the school, real close. And we went over there, and there was this like little room where like you could all the kids go and socialize. The room had a TV, so you could, like, if you had a video game console, you could put that game console, everyone would go start playing it. There was a table if you wanted to play, I guess, board or card games. And it was just a real big room where a whole bunch of people could fit in there. And it was cool. There's also this place close to my school in South Beach. Where you could, like, it was like another social gathering event where you could play basketball. There's a music studio where you guys could, like, listen to music or actually make music. Fucking make beats and all this shit. You could play basketball. You could go to the gym and lift weights. And then, of course, there was a room where you could play games and all this shit. And even play, like, physical games. Like, like, I'm talking about, like, games with, like, like, that like, hockey game on the table where you guys, like, fucking had that old white stick and hits to the, I don't know how to explain that shit, but you get what I'm saying. I think there's gonna be more inclined for social gathering stuff, for specific things. There's gonna once all this shit goes completely 100% digital, there's gonna be stores kind of like GameStop where they don't necessarily sell physical media of things. They'll probably have a couple things to sell physically, physical media, but it's gonna be like more of a social gathering thing. Well, there's gonna be like, hey, if you wanna go, there's here right here is a store, not necessarily a store, but like, okay, technically a store, but like a more of a social gathering thing where like maybe you have to pay to get in there, maybe you don't. Where you and a whole bunch of guys with games could just go in there. So instead of just being a store where you just go buy a game, you might see someone and then leave. You actually go over there with your console. You can set it up, play it there. Kind of like an arcade, you feel what I'm saying? And go over there and then maybe buy a game, maybe not. Go play a game with a whole bunch of other people that are also interested in the same things you are. And you can sit down and play. They'll probably have food and drinks to sell too as well there. It might be a membership to get in there, maybe not. You sit there and you socialize. That's how you socialize. That's how you make friends. There's gonna be one for guys who just want to watch movies and shit. There's gonna be one for people who just want to play games and shit. And there's gonna be one for people who want to listen to shitty music and shit. But I do think that thing. Oh, holy shit! Someone smack me. I do think those things are gonna be available in the future. Once everything goes digital and we all just stream everything and we're all just streaming video games, streaming movies, streaming music. Everything is digital. We don't have no physical cabinets. We're not one of these guys with fucking 5 cabinets of a whole bunch, hundreds of fucking games and movies that we're never gonna fucking watch. We have just a display so we can show other guys and be like, oh, that's cool. Because you sure as hell not gonna show a woman there and get pussy from her. Oh my god, you have all those. Oh, I'm just gonna pin you down the ground and fuck you. I just think that. And I don't know why there isn't any of those right now. I guess because stores like. Hold up, almost knocked myself up. I guess it's because, we still have stores of certain kinds of things and all this shit. We have stores for groceries, we have stores for, games and video and stuff and clothes and all this bullshit. But I do think there's going to come a point where all that shit is going to be, digital. And the shit that can be digital, like food and clothes and shit, most of that shit is going to be delivered to you. Amazon style. They're going to be able to deliver to you. If it doesn't fit, you can send it right back. And I'll send you another one. And, shit like that. But I do think eventually there's going to be social gathering things where, like, they have come off as stores, have come off as social gathering events where that's going to be much more of the sell. And stores that have food and stores that have clothes are not going anywhere anytime soon. That's going to take way longer to go away. But I do think there are going to be events like that where, it's going to be more of social gathering. It's going to be to compete against this unsocialness of fucking looking at our phones and always being alone and always fucking getting everything digital. I really do believe that. This attack mode switching back to defense mode. And I cause great offense to hoes.